What does Brahma, as the creator of everything, say? Brahma is considered to be the secondary creator. The primary cause is Krishna. So Brahma, who creates everything and who was imparted the knowledge of creation in his heart, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye, to that Brahma, whom everything is known, that Brahma in the brahma-samhita constantly goes on saying, Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. Therefore, Prabhupada made it a practice that every morning during deity greetings, we chant this. Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. But what does this mean? Who has said it? Brahma has said it. For whom? For Krishna. But what does this statement mean? Govindam is Krishna's name. And how is he? Adi Purusham. Oh, the source, the original personality. There are so many Purushas, but he is Adi Purusha. He's the first rank. He's the A grade. Right? He has the A plus grade throughout. He's the Adi Purusha, the first. And therefore, Tam Aham Bhajami. I worship and bow down to such a personality. Goes on repeatedly. Every verse. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Goes on that I worship that Govinda. I worship that Govinda who's the primeval Lord. I worship that Govinda who's the primeval Lord. And he starts the Brahma-samhita by saying, Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha. Ishwara means controller. We could say we are also Ishwaras in our insignificant, infinitesimal aspect or quantity. Ishwara. We control something and someone and somehow. Ishwara. Parama means topmost. So Ishwaraha, controller. Paramaha, topmost. Who is the topmost controller of all controllers? Krishna. That's the first line of Brahma-samhita. Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. And what type of form does he have? Vigraha Sat Chit Ananda. It's eternal. Therefore he never dies, never grows old, never gets diseased, never has to enter a womb and suffer for 9 months. Chit, full of knowledge, which means he never makes mistakes. We make mistake because of ignorance. Full in knowledge, he is all cognizant. He knows what to speak, where to speak, how to speak, when to speak, to whom to speak. And Ananda, he's the reservoir of all happiness. Raso Vaisaha. Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He's the origin, he's the ocean of unlimited, inconceivable happiness. Imagine if you can live forever and you have full knowledge in the head and you have full happiness in the heart, you should be the happiest person. The best position to be in. Yes, that's Krishna. And because we are his servants, that's also our position. We are chit, we are cognizant of Krishna's position, our position, and the relationship. We are eternal, we never die as spirit souls. And we are happy performing service, Ananda. But the problem is when we go away from Krishna and we try to live forcefully, we try to live in this body. Oh, the body is, there's birth and there's death. And that's not common for the soul. So there's suffering. Oh, I want to live forever. No, the body collapses. And you have to leave. Imagine if you keep changing apartments because the roof comes down again and again. You're miserable. You want a place where you can live comfortably. Then you're happy. But for the soul, sometimes 30 years, sometimes 40 years, sometimes 60 years. Now that's a shame in comparison to eternity. What's 30 years? I've heard sometimes even devotees, they say, oh, 30 years ago, I was like this. Time flies. What's 30 years in comparison to eternity? So Sat, Chit and Ananda. Hmm? Because of forcefully trying to live in this body, we are not eternal because we consider we are the bodies and the body is temporary. And the body is a network of illusion. Therefore, we make mistakes and therefore we suffer. And no ananda because this material world is a place of suffering. Welcome, boom, 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 3 crosses. And we still want to make this world a better place. There's a very beautiful saying that when I was intelligent, I thought of changing the world. But then I became wise and clever, and I thought of changing myself. So the problem of all suffering is not things around us. It's our consciousness that's completely locked up. When you turn to Krishna and we perform bhakti, it loosens up and the chitta becomes straight. Consciousness becomes soft and clear. And on that unrippled layer of consciousness, we can be happy. At the moment, it's agitated and provoked and irritated and restless and constantly moving. And how can we be happy? But when we return to our original nature and serve Krishna, the consciousness becomes plain and unperturbed. We become happy. So Brahma, he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha. Krishna is the source of everything and therefore he is the greatest controller. And Anadi, Adir Govinda. He is beginningless and he is the origin. Sarva Karana Karanam. And he is the source and the cause of everything that exists.